So I'm going to talk about the banking use case here, and specifically related to the hybrid IT infrastructure, how it is helping the banking industry in a big way. So banking industry, as you know, is going through a paradigm change right now because of the usage of technology by the end users. So the end users right now, they are using various devices, various technologies for consuming the banking applications and using the transacting with the bank in different ways. So that is so what is happening is that it is making the end user most important. So the end user satisfaction and the end users ability to use your applications and interact with them has become of prime importance. So for doing that, banking by itself has been, it has been working in such a way that it has been traditionally doing a very, very methodical and systematic way of working and operating. So with the core banking applications, but what is happening that in the market today, with a lot of the fintech companies and many other companies which are not in banking, like even Apple or Google, you'll see Google Wallet and Apple, money is being used. So what is happening that they are challenging the core banking industries. To overcome all that, the banking industry needs to be very agile. And to be agile, they also have to be very efficient in terms of their current basic operations that they have been doing. So they require a balance and a way of managing the traditional conventional banking that they have been doing, and also enabling their users or their developers to ensure that their end users can consume their applications and the banking services in an efficient way. So, so there are a lot of issues even in the operations side in terms of scalability, flexibility, even things like the complexity of the environments on the as part of the basic core applications of the banking has been very, very difficult to manage. So we foresee that the entire core banking as it has been working traditionally, and also with the advent of the usage of cloud, which is ramping up very fast in the banking space, there's going to be a requirement for a long time, at least for the next couple of years, to be in a hybrid space. So hybrid IT is the way to go for all the banking to ensure that the services, the way they are required to be consumed by the end users, they can be satisfied. So if we go by the market data, you'll see that banking and securities is the largest among all the verticals in the world. This is the largest consumer of IT services. So almost 18% of the entire IT spending is happening from banking and securities sector, which itself shows that the IT spending in this market is going to be very huge space to where we should be concentrating on. So if you see the worldwide data, the overall worldwide IT spending is going to be 3.49 trillion in 2016. And if you see the public cloud services, they're also ramping up so fast. In 2016, it is expected to be around $204 billion. So it's a huge market where we are operating. And this tapping into hybrid IT as a product line for Zensar, it's an important market for us to be working on. So we have been investing in this digital space, and as part of that in the hybrid IT, to ensure that we tap into this market. And as you see, the banking itself is going to expand as you see the data from North America as well as Europe. All the places, it is just expanding continuously. So we also see that the ramp up of the banks to adopt these technologies. Why? Because as I said, that the usage, the requirements of the end users as they're continuously changing. So the banks have to be extremely agile for adopting and continuously changing the application in such a way that the end users can be satisfied and the end user customer satisfaction is very high. For ensuring that, you have to have a very agile infrastructure to be managed. And cloud is one of the tools through which this can be enabled. So I'll talk about, if we see the traditional banking, it has its own issues right now in terms of the slow growth or the multi-channel services and their silos within the banking companies in terms of managing their various portfolios for their customers, to ensure that you have a single view of all these silos, and these silos actually get reduced or get marginalized, you require certain tools and platforms which can enable you to do that. So similarly, if you see the OpEx cost reduction is and sustained margins, you have to be extremely competitive. And as these fintech companies or many other challenging technologies which are coming up, they are challenging the core banking companies to work in such a way that they can be very agile and utilize the efficiencies which are available through the technology today. So if you see the new age banking, I mean, most consumers, they would not like to use cash. They want to go cashless. There are a lot of people even in our country who have never visited the banks. So banks have become borderless, and so people don't want to visit banks. They want to do peer-to-peer transactions. We know Ola Money and so many other things which are available. So what has happened that since banks were not capable of doing fast changes to the applications, a lot of the other companies, so be it the retail companies, be it the the telecom companies, they have overtaken if you just pick up the payment options of the as a service from the banks, that has been grabbed by some of the other verticals, right? So it is obviously a loss to the banks in terms of not able to derive the right benefits, and that's why their margins are in a very tight situation. So if they would have tapped all these resources and they would have consumed all these requirements which were required by the end users for using their applications, it would have been definitely beneficial for the profitability and would have given a better world for the banks to be operating with good profit margins. So the new age banking is a hybrid model, as you would have heard about that. The entire world is moving to digital, and this, as part of that, there's a crossover which has to happen between the traditional and the digital, and that crossover is where Zensar as a company is focusing on to ensure that we are in the right space to provide our customers worldwide, especially the banking and the BFSI customers, where they can use our platform that we have developed on an open source platform, which is extremely upgradable and can be customized to various requirements. That can really enable them to utilize and make the crossover a profitable option for them to work. So I will just show you this platform that we have developed. It has all the features which are required for enabling the people to be extremely agile and to have orchestration done in such a way that automates a lot of processes and a lot of things which enable the innovations to happen as part of the business process. So this platform of ours, is a full cloud broker services which works in between the traditional data centers and the cloud space, and enables the core banking which has been working on the traditional data centers and the new age banking, which can be like mobile platforms, which are being developed by most banks on the cloud platform. They can be integrated, be managed through a multi-cloud environment, and also as we see that today's, because so many applications are being developed and there are core companies which are developing better and faster applications, and the integration of those to the core banking or to the other application needs to be done. So that requires a hyper cloud management of the entire thing to be most profitable in the fastest possible way. So the fastest go-to-market, the agility that is required, the efficiency of the current operations, all these factors, they can be done through this platform of ours that we have developed as part of the journey that we are doing, as part of the investment that we are doing. So I'll quickly show you the actual demo of the platform that we have, where which is actually giving all these features which I've just talked about, and how the banks can achieve certain efficiencies and how those silos can be reduced. So like this one particularly talks about the on-prem as well as the Amazon cloud services, where all these various instances or the environments of the bank for say mobile applications or for the core banking application which they are trying to develop, they are all visible in one single pane of glass. So through this one screen, you can understand where are your investments and how you are operating with your entire space, be it on-premise or be it on the cloud. So in one window, you have the entire view available to you. And through that, we also have the analytics built into that, which shows what is the kind of consumption, how it is being utilized, and what is the kind of the investments you need to make or changes you need to make to ensure that this becomes really efficient operations. So this one window itself gives a lot of data for decision making, for analytics to be done, or it can also give a lot of reports which can be generated based on the requirements. So this one particular talks about the entire cloud instances which we have. So you can have in a single window all the clouds. So you have it on Amazon, you have it on Azure from Microsoft, or Google Apps, or any of the other platforms. You can have all this in this one single platform, a multi-cloud environment. So I mean, as I said, that for the banking requirements to be satisfied, we need to utilize not only our own development skills in the bank, but we also need to put it together with the available other good services from other vendors. So multi-vendor environment is something that needs to be managed and maintained by this, and this particular environment is what is showing here that allows to do that. Similarly, this is the one which actually talks about, which shows about the various instances which are running on the on-premise. So you have a view of the on-premise and the multiple clouds that you have, and they all can interact together. This also allows, that all these, they are templatized. So as a user or as a developer who is working on the improvements of the application, he can by himself, without the involvement of IT, can, on a click of a button, can generate the entire environment for himself. So that enables the innovation which is required for the business to be more efficient. And this also allows that if there's a failure, so we are doing an experiment and we are creating certain apps which may or may not do very well in the market. But if it goes fine, so we can try that. And if it doesn't work out very well, and we see that the user response is not good, we can quickly ramp it down. Right? So this, even a fast fail is going to be very, very easy with this kind of platform that we have. So this particular, we also have the templates for, be it on the the Azure stack or the Open Stack or any of the cloud platforms which are available. We have automated templates available. So as I said, so full environments can be created of the three multi-tier architectures which are there on the application. The entire environments can be created, and these environments, by the way we have designed it, it can be containerized and could have fully secured banking, which is a basic requirement of banking, that all these environments can have full security and compliance embedded within the environments. So that is another thing that we have covered. And apart from that, this platform also has detailed analytics on everything that is happening on all the entire landscape that we have. So this gives full control, and we can drill down to the last bit of the entire thing, which is required as part of the sanity check and what we want to maintain as part of regulatory and the other compliance requirements. So these are all screenshots we are showing while this is actually running in live. We have just picked up from the net, from our own data center where this is running live. So I just quickly wanted to show this to you so that this gives a perspective of how we are utilizing this hybrid IT platform, which creates a new banking age for people, and it requires, it helps the banking industry to quickly adapt to this and ensure that they are efficient, agile, and the entire automation is fully under their control.
Thank you. Any question on this? Yep. Or the other three demos that we saw. Yes, feel free.
The banks have an existing system which you have to replace with this one.
No, this is going to be an add-on over the existing. So whatever code application if they're running, this platform enables that you can view that and the new platform that you're creating for you. So in a single view, in a single control way, you can have the entire thing in one shot.
Right, so this is running on Red Hat, I believe.
This is running on Red Hat platforms.
Aren't there other systems that are not exactly compatible with this?
So what we have done is that because this being an open source platform, we have adopted this, and this can be customized to any level. So that's the beauty of this product, and we can also get the upgrades coming in terms of which are more secure. While we can also, whatever investments we do in terms of customizing that for the banking requirements, they continue to be there, right? So that's the advantage of using this platform.
You foresee a lot of hand-holding that's required on-site when you approach customers with this?
Generally speaking, it is not a lot of hand-holding. It is all about the requirements collection and embedding that into the system. So it's like one-time job with periodic maintenance, which might be required.
So will you be getting annuity income out of this?
Yes, I think because since there would be some kind of customization because of the changing requirements in the market, right? So there are going to be definitely lots of changes. As we all see, we all do Ola Money and all this thing. So peer-to-peer transfers and all those various kind of cashless transactions that everybody is using. It would require a lot of changes to the app, and as the changes happen, it would definitely result into annuity business coming in for this.
One more question somewhere.